What's up, everyone? So today we're taking a look at the brand new RIDGID 18 volt OCTANE Brushless Cordless 7-inch grinder. Now, I've had a lot of people asking me if they were going to bring this to the States because they've seen the AEG model over in Australia. Well, it looks like RIDGID was listening to their fan base because they did. We're going to cut through rebar, we're going to cut through angle iron, and then we're going to cut through concrete. Model number on this, R88040B. Let's get it started. So first off, shout out to our friend EJM Demon for the song request. Yes, the bell shall toll for everything we will grind on this. Check this beast out. Grinding wheel capacity 7-inch, the thickness tight 27. Rated speed 6,700 RPM a minute, and then the spindle thread 5/8 of an inch. Now this grinder is so new that I don't even have all the specs for it yet. But when I do get every single bit of information, I will put it in the description below along with a link to this tool. What are we going to cut today? We're going to cut some 1/2-inch slag, some rebar, some angle iron. We're going to go through a concrete block. We are going to use 2 batteries on this. This will run off of 1 battery, but we are going to use the 9AH and the 6AH OCTANE batteries. We have a dedicated review for these batteries, but they do work better in conjunction with this tool because it is an OCTANE version. It's going to send more power to that tool than a regular 18 volt, which will also work in this tool, but it just won't supply as much power. You also get the RIDGID grinding wheel here. You get the wrench, you get the clamp nut, you get the flange. You're also going to get a really nice handle right here that not only goes on the left and the right, but also goes on the top, just like the 4.5-inch grinder we talked about, and a really heavy duty guard. Now, just like they did on the 4.5-inch angle grinder, the OCTANE version that we just reviewed, I will put a card right up above here. You can put the handle on the left or right or the top of this grinder. That really allows you to get in those awkward tight areas when you're grinding. You don't have to worry about bending your wrist all that much. Now for the grinding guard itself, check this out. You just throw it right up on top. Got that little latch right here, just like on the 4.5-inch. It's basically the same grinder except for a lot bigger. You throw that down on top there. It goes right in the slotted area like so. Once it's in there, all you got to do is push down on this little lever right here, and that will rotate it to 360 degrees. Really allows you to get those sparks and kick them out away from you instead of burning yourself or the material that you're grinding. You do have a safety function on the switch right here. All you got to do is push up on this like so. Once you push up on it, just squeeze that trigger and it's ready to go. I like that. I like how they put that there. I thought that was pretty smart. Not only that, check out this awesome feature. If you're wondering what this little button is right there, push that in and now you can turn this 180 degrees left or right so you don't have to worry about bending your wrist. They do have the positive stops on here that you don't have to worry about them coming unlocked. Really genius when it comes to this. This is why I think everybody was asking for this tool to come to the States. And because TRZ was the first to bring it to you on the YouTube channel, we received a lot of press. Check this out.
Welcome to WTRZ Ohio with Clint on sports, Clint on the weather, and your host, Todd Reviewzo.
Hello, I'm Todd Reviewzo, and welcome to the best damn tool news station on the tube. Today we have some breaking news. With us, Clint from Tool Review Zone, looking at the RIDGID 7-inch grinder. Clint, go ahead.
Hi Todd, very excited to be here. Very big fan.
I'm sure you are, Clint. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about that grinder?
Oh, it's awesome. I really do like it.
Yeah, okay. So what is your favorite part of that grinder, Clint?
Well, you see,
yes.
Todd...
Okay, thank you. So, Clint, that grinder looks very powerful.
Oh,
is it?
I like it. Yes, it's very...
Okay, thank you very much.
Powerful.
Is there anything else you would like to tell us, Clint? Well, I think that was probably one of the best segments we've ever done on this show. That's very well done.
Yeah, I didn't think it was all that great. All right, let's put everything together. Now we're going to start slicing and dicing. We're going to put on the RIDGID grinding wheel first. You do have a lock button right here. I will say this is one of the issues I had with it. It wasn't the easiest to push down and lock that wheel. It was kind of awkward. And you don't have any guarding. This is where the 2 batteries in the back go. So unlike the Makita where it had that little safety cage, this doesn't have anything. So be careful with that. Let's try to get this heavy rust off. Now mind you, just because this takes 2 18-volt batteries, it is not a 36-volt grinder. It's an 18-volt grinder. Now because this is the 18-volt octane version, it's going to send more power to the grinder when that grinder needs it. Alright, you can definitely feel it. It feels very powerful in the hands. It does have that electronic brake. You can hear it shutting down on the back here. Let's do the front. Now, I could not find the weight on this, but if I had to guess, I would say it's about 8 to 9 pounds for the grinder. But it is very well built. It's very well balanced. Tons of power. You can feel it right when you start that grinding. Alright, so let's try to cut something here. We got 1/2-inch lags. No issue with power at all. Goes right through. So real happy with that. Let's move on to some 1/2-inch rebar. Bit of bouncing, but that was my fault there. Right through, no issue at all. Let's make a couple more cuts through that. Now when you pull the trigger on this, very nice soft start on it. Alright, did just what I was hoping it would do, because this is what you're probably going to be using this for a lot when you're out in the field. Now let's check out the 1/8 of an inch angle iron. That was oh so smooth. I'm going to have to clamp that down a little bit better though. What I really like about these larger 7-inch grinders is that the weight on these things really help bring those wheels down through the material. Just so you know, my wrist has been straight the entire time because I'm able to actually turn that base. Alright, let's cut down through this block here. It's about 4 or 5 inches thick. Now I did go out and buy a new wheel for concrete cutting. We're going to start out on the top. We're not going to be able to get all the way down on the first pass, so we'll flip it over and we'll finish it that way. So let's start it out. Alright, let me readjust here. I actually cut these down on the ground, but so I can pick this up on the video, I'm actually bringing this up a little bit higher. Let's start this cut again here. A lot of dust there. Make sure you wear your mask when you're doing stuff like this, you know, for the silica inside that concrete. All right, we're going to flip this over and we're going to finish it off. Now again, the weight of this grinder really helps get that wheel down into the material without having to push down on it too hard. Not so smooth. That was my fault. I was off about an eighth of an inch. Oh well. But listen, look how smooth that cut is with that. Very, very powerful, that grinder. Really shocked that it's only 18 volts. Now mind you, again, that is the Octane battery. If you use the regular 18 volt from RIDGID, you might not get as much power. It'll definitely work, but that Octane battery really goes well with the Octane tools. So there you go, guys. That's the all-new RIDGID OCTANE Brushless Cordless Beastly Beast of a Beast Mode 7-inch grinder. Now, the only real issue I had, like I mentioned earlier, was the blade lock. I just thought it was kind of hard to push in and get that blade to actually lock. I love that you can turn that head on this and keep your wrist straight. Very powerful, very well built. Wait till you feel this thing in your hands. And I also love how you can adjust that handle in different areas, the top, left, or the right. Now, as always, I'm curious to hear what you guys think about this Beastly Beast Mode grinder from RIDGID. Leave a comment in the section below. If you like this video, thumbs up, subscribe, check us out at toolreviewzone.com, and don't forget to come say hi on our Instagram and Twitter page at toolreviewzone.